Hello, my name's Sam Bailey and I'm going to talk to you today about how we developed the Pippa Smart Stove Monitor. So I'm going to start by taking you back many years to myself as an 11-year-old boy. I'm around at my friend's house, we're playing, his parents are out and we decided we want to have chips. Now in those days you wanted chips, you made them a chip pan. And this is a very, very foolish thing to do. A chip pan's notoriously dangerous, but yeah, we did it. We put the oil in the pan, we put the pan on the stove, we're doing, messing about, turn around, and that chip pan is on fire. And we're stood there like, what are we going to do? Now, it's scary. There's flames up here like this. We're terrified. Now, we're okay. We did something very, very, very foolish in retrospect, which is we picked that chip pan up and we carried it with the flames coming out and put it in the back garden. Now, let's move forward 35 years. Since then I've done a degree in engineering at the University of Oxford, I've done a PhD in computer science, I've qualified as an actuary, a statistician in an insurance company, I've run several major R&D departments in big companies doing AI, sensor development, algorithm development, and I've run my own company now for the last few years where we developed one of our main products. This guy here, this is a LeakBot, which you might have heard of. So this was the world's first clip-on leak detector, IoT based. And this taught me a lot about AI, about electronics, about how to develop products that consumers will find engaging, friendly, and particularly easy to use. One of the key features of this, of course, is you can fit it yourself. I don't need to be a plumber to fit a leak sensor. Everyone else says you need a plumber. Now, I'm now thinking, okay, we've developed this leak detector, we've tackled it's quite a major risk for householders, is the risk of floods, and we're looking at the other risks that we can tackle, and one of them is fire. And something jumps out from the fire statistics, which is that half of all house fires start on the stove, 50%. So that means stoves fires are more dangerous than electrical faults, than smoking, faulty wiring, gas leaks, all put together. The single largest cause of fires is your cooker. So I'm now winding back to the 11-year-old me. I'm thinking, right, what can I do? How can I stop this risk of fires? How can I protect other people from having the experience that I had when I was 11 years old, carrying this pan of burning oil out of my mate's back door? And we started looking around. What we did is we bought some expensive thermal imaging cameras. We pointed them at various different things catching fire. I've set a lot of chip pans on fire, a lot of oil pans on fire, burnt tins of beans, burnt paper towels, burnt tea towels, burnt clothing, all the while videoing it with a thermal imaging camera and then analysing the data using various AI algorithms. Now what that told us was that these fires are inherently predictable. Several minutes before your pan catches fire, we can tell that it's going to catch fire quite distinctly. That oil is getting too hot, that pan has boiled dry and run out of moisture, you haven't turned the stove off and you've stopped cooking, you have done something foolish like you've let the bit of tea towel there get a bit too close to the hob, it's starting to smoulder, and we can see all those using the thermal imaging camera. So we thought, right, well let's put our heads together. How do we solve it? We got some Raspberry Pis, we built the first prototypes of Pippa, we put them in people's houses, and we started measuring how people cook, and we started training algorithms on what does cooking look like, what do fires look like, what do pre-fire risks look like. And we've taken that, we spent 3 years doing it, we've got something like 30 years worth of data that we've been training algorithms on, and now we've put all that into our product, which is Pippa. So Pippa looks like this. One of the key things we noted, especially in LeakBot days, you want a sensor for people to help them cook, protect them from fires. It's got to be easy to fit. Fit a Pippa, pull the sticker off the back, find the middle of your stove, stick it on, and there's a Pippa installed. You can just see it underneath the head of the hood there. Now, what Pippa's now doing is she's looking at my stove, she's saying, what am I cooking? Is that going to be hazardous? So if I do something foolish like, I'm going to put some oil in our pan, turn it up nice and high, and then get distracted. So I might be making a video, I might be answering the door, someone might phone me. The key point is, if I'm not paying attention to this, that oil in my pan will get hotter and hotter. It'll start to smoke. Finally, it hits something called the auto ignition temperature when it combusts, and we'll be looking at stove fire. Now, I've been setting quite a lot of stove fires off over the last couple of years. I've set some off in this kitchen, set some off outdoors, and they are quite scary things. Okay, I've had full fire protection gear on. You walk into your kitchen, see that on fire, it's terrifying. So, how are we going to solve this? Well, what we've got going on here, so Pippa now knows there's oil in that pan. It knows what is a safe temperature for that oil. Now, we leave that going, it's on quite a high heat there, that will catch fire. Now, what we've also realised as we're developing LeakBot and our various different products is we need to not annoy people. So, smoke alarms are quite annoying. They go off, they need to be loud, but they go off, quite a lot, irritatingly, and it annoys people. They take the batteries out, they take them off the ceiling. Now, Pippa is designed to be friendlier than that. So, this might not be a hazard yet. It may just be, I want to see something at a really high temperature, or maybe I just want a warning that I'm going to burn my food. So Pippa will warn you before you burn your food. And not only protecting you from fires there, but also protecting you from it's the smoke that's generated by burning that food. You inhale smoke, it's very bad for your indoor air quality. It's inhaling particulate matter is a known human carcinogen. It's an emphysema risk. And there we go. We can now hear Pippa. So, Pippa.
Overheating. Warning. Stove overheating.
So Pippa is just gently warning us that pan is too hot. Okay, if we don't do anything about it, it's going to catch fire. It's going to fill the kitchen with smoke, and that's dangerous. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn that down.
Warning.
And I'll put my hand under there.
Stove overheating.
Okay, and that Pippa has been reset. She now knows that I'm paying attention, kitchen's safe, stove's off, no drama. Now, if I hadn't done that, she'd give me 30 seconds, then she would have gone off like a smoke alarm, so I could hear it around the house and end up in the kitchen. If I still fail to respond, Pippa has a tiny mobile phone module inside her. Pippa will then phone me, text me, phone my wife, could phone my daughter-in-law, could phone the warden of a care home, could phone the landlord, could phone the neighbour, but whatever is required in order to make sure that whoever's done that hasn't set their house on fire. Now, Pippa's now essentially ready. We've done the R&D, we've got the design working. What we need to do now is we need to get it into production so we can get volumes of these into your house, into your friend's house, into your neighbours' houses, so we can help to protect you from the dangers of stove fires. We'd love to do that. What we need is the funding to get it into production, and we'd love you to back us on Kickstarter to help us to do it. Thank you very much indeed.